Hi Aries, welcome to your July reading with me, Marianne, from Marianne's Mystic Mentions. And yeah, I'm gonna get right to the reading. July, it's a great month. They've been amazing readings, but I won't rely on my words. I will let the cards do the talking for you, and I will start, as I love to do for those that are new. I have a format. I start with the chakra check. This is the energy center in our bodies. We have, well, I speak of the 8 because I have 8 beautiful cards that represent 8 of the chakras, and then the message on them, which can help to fully awaken and open them should there be any possibility of any kind of blockage or restriction in that area. When they're open, life is much more vibrant and grand and energetic. So the last card reading I did, which was for Scorpio, we had the beautiful 6th chakra. And I do my meditation with you, as I do everybody prior to the reading. And the color, which is what the gloves represent, because everything is vibration. I live with vibration. I'm a massage therapist. I do Reiki energy healings. Everything is vibration. Color is vibration. And the chakras are. So I like to correlate them all. That is the brand and the reason for this. For now, things will change. I have a new series coming out. Stay tuned for that. But I'm going to set this behind my back, do a little bit more talking as I'm shuffling, and see what specifically Spirit wants you to know as far as this particular chakra, because they're all important, but there's a focus one for the month of July, which we'll get to. What I will tell you though, beautiful Sagittarius, is that as a fire sign, you will be pretty excited about this month. Right now we're in the season of Cancer. That is a water sign, and boy, we're all feeling the love, because Cancer is about love. Cancer is about sensitivity. It's about family. It's getting together. July is one of the most predominant months for vacations and gatherings and reunions, and it's being felt, and it's fun. And, you know, summertime, school's out. It's a great, beautiful vibe. And also with that comes 4 retrogrades. Now, we already have the one that started last month, which is Pluto in Aquarius retrograde. The next ones will be both Saturn and Neptune in Aries. One Saturn starting on July 13th through November 27th, and Neptune in Aries starting on July 4th through December 18th. This is a commonality that happens. It doesn't happen every single year in the exact same week. Sometimes there might be a week or two difference. The Mercury retrograde, oh yeah, that happens, 3, sometimes 4 times a year. We're all living with it. We've been living with it through our whole lives. There are simple, important little guidelines to help move through these retrogrades. One being to be patient and to recognize that things will appear to be going slower. There'll be delays. There'll be maybe setbacks. It's all about going inward when we have retrogrades, and there's a lot of them. So you're going to feel that, but I love it for July because it's a more calming energy time. That is till the 20th anyway, when we then go into Leo season, which is your fellow fire sign. And it's about fun. It's about good times, you know, and you've been doing that your whole life. You're a very positive sign ruled by Jupiter. Speaking of which, Jupiter went into Cancer, you know, the sun season we're in right now. And it's in Venus. Venus is in Cancer as well. So if you have any placements in Cancer, it's especially auspicious for you. And that'll be for a full year. But Cancer, yeah, it's exalted in, Jupiter's exalted in Cancer. That's your ruling planet, Jupiter. So there can be some amazing things happening on the home front. New arrivals of, you know, whether it's a birth of a child or a new pet, maybe renovations. I mean, this is predominant. Let me know, because it's real. But then, you know, like I said, Leo, that's your buddy. That's your fellow fire sign. You know, Leo's strength and ruled by the sun, just like power and fun and recognition. Somehow or another, things are going to be really lighting up your life. Now, I didn't actually mention it the last reading, now that I think about it, but we have 2 moons that are important to mention. Every single month we have them. You can look up and see. We've got the full moon on the 10th in Capricorn, all about success, motivation, you know, in our material worlds as an earth sign. And, you know, not taking no for an answer. The full moons put a light on a subject having to do with that. Maybe a new culmination to a new beginning of a job, or, you know, just conversations that are going to be prevalent for igniting more possibilities in a job, or a new avenue, or a second job, and that sort of thing. And then the new moon on the 24th in Leo during Leo season, well, that's just new starts. That's just writing down those intentions and putting forth every bit of your beautiful Jupiterian energy and believing in the best possible outcome. Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. This happened with the last one because Spirit is very much in tune. I always ask for clear and concise messages and to guide me during my readings. So I guess I was in tune with you as well. This is the heart chakra. And yeah, it just came very, very clear to me. You are a giving, loving, fun, independent sign at that, but you are all about truth, and you're about, you know, just seeking that. You are one of the most, I like to say, straightforward shooters, you know, and not to mention the fact that you represent half man, half horse. There's movement and activity and adventure, and, you know, traveling is a must, and exercise and those sort of things as a fiery energy. But you have so much compassion and so much, you're so generous and so fun and loving, and people love to be around you. And I know I certainly do. You're one of my favorites. I've always said that. But yeah, the heart chakra is beaming now for so many reasons. And I don't have them specific as a general reading, but you get the idea. So that'll be the focus this month. Open that heart. And with the Cancer season being what it is, it doesn't surprise me in the least. But you're the only one that's gotten this so far of all the readings. So the fourth chakra, divine love fills my heart. I hear the song of the universe. The one song that is mine to sing in this life. What is that for you, Sagittarius? I am whole, I am healed. I receive and radiate loving kindness. Yes, you do, and yes, you will. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to correlate, as I said, the appropriate crystal, and that happens to be with the beautiful heart chakra. And the words associated with the crystal are trust, compassion, and healing. Healing is a huge thing right now. It could be in your finances, in your body. It could be with relationships. I mean, retrogrades also bring people back. There may be reconciliations. It's perfect because once you have that feeling and that healing going on, life is just absolutely whole. It's exactly the way it needs to be lived, right? We don't want to hold on to animosity or anger and those sort of things. And I don't know many Sagittarians who do. When you get mad, and it's quick and it's over with. It's like fire burst, done. The green Evertine, though, attracts abundance by holding a deep love and trust for myself and the universe. So I'll put that in. It's a gorgeous, beautiful crystal. There are 7 in this particular gift bag that came with the beautiful cards. And look at it. It's just gorgeous. Yeah. It's about our heart. Our heart is the most intuitive organ. I say it every time because it is. And I grew up thinking it was always our mind because, yes, we have intuition through our mind as well, but not like the heart. You know the saying, listen to your heart. A lot of times as an air sign myself, I'm always thinking in my mind, well, is that the logical way? Is that the, and I think a lot of people do that, and that's fine. It's not wrong. It's not right or wrong. It's just the heart will always, always give you the most complete and, I think, honest answer if you're willing to listen. So I will use this to infuse my reading with my heart, and we're going to do a 6-card spread for you. It's going to be past, present, and future with clarification cards. And I'm going to take a deep breath because I feel good. I feel really, really good. And that one wanted to just pop right out. I'm using the beautiful Gilded Tarot deck. It is an older deck that I have had and cherish, and I have a fair amount of decks, as you can see behind me. I like to intertwine and change them monthly. And I think that this month has really got some incredible changes and transformation. Maybe marriage. I mean, we'll see what comes up in the cards, but love is all encompassing. It's friendships, it's work partnerships, it's understanding, and it's communicating in ways that are going to just reveal and open up this beautiful, beautiful heart-centered energy. So the first card in your recent past is the Queen of Swords. And this is an air element. This is the Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And interestingly enough, I didn't say it, but with all of the changing of the guards as far as astrology signs going into planets for the first time in our lifetime, and some from many years, it's a year like I have not lived yet in my many, many years. And it's fabulous, but it's changing and it's still happening. And then we have our next set of eclipses coming in. So many changes and stuff that is just propelling us to our best possible selves. And this is no exception. Actually, the planet of Uranus, the unpredictable planet, the electrifying planet, the changes that come out of nowhere, is moving from Taurus, where it's been for the last 7+ years, into Gemini. So that is an air sign. Could very well be, I don't know specifically if this represents, because there's cards that really represent one sign out of it, but let's just say it's all of them. But I'm saying it has a lot to do with Gemini right now. And then it turns out that I believe on the 4th of July, Venus, the loving planet, along with all the other love that's happening, and it happens to be in the sign of Cancer right now, is going into Gemini as well. So Gemini is extremely compatible for you. Air and fire just work phenomenally. There's communication things happening. There's networking. You love that. There's travel. There's, foreign connections. And, like with the internet, you can connect with everybody these days. And it excites you. And you're ready. You're ready. In coming into this reading, you're all about the truth and meeting the right people and the right circumstances to better yourself and your circumstances. So clarifying that, we've got the Hangman. Now, with the eclipses, as I said, we've already started our new set, because every 18 months we have 2 new astrological signs, one in the North Node position, head of the dragon, as it were, one in the South Node. It's been in the North Node position of Pisces. This is the card that represents Pisces. The Hanged Man, which is actually a lot of times in another interpretation of other cards, the Tree of Life. Pisces being at the North Node is what every one of us will feel for the next, conclusion afterwards of 18 months. And the next big eclipse happening in Pisces on September 7th. This is different perspective. This is the spirituality part of us really coming to the forefront. If you've not been that person and you're saying, Marianne, I'm not really into that. I'm just watching this just to see what just a friend mentioned it or whatever, I hope. And it's pretty powerful, but it's very beautiful. If you notice, there's just this calm, trusting, allowing energy, which is, Pisces is the most spiritual and psychic and intuitive and giving and loving and compassionate and creative. You may be waiting on something. You may be waiting on, from a Sagittarius, I know, the birth of a child that's coming. And it's so exciting. You may have a relationship with an air sign and you're going to be parents, and you're just thinking, wow, you're recognizing it. It's happening, and you need to wait. You can never rush those things when it comes to the birthing of something, even if it's an idea and it's not a child or a new animal, for example. It's a waiting period, a gestation period. It's necessary, but all of the components that are prior to that need to be discussed or worked through are coming through for you. With flying colors in beautiful, loving ways. And so you have your present energy, the Emperor. Wow. That represents another major arcana. It represents the sign of Aries, your fellow fire sign, And I mentioned there are the 2 huge transformations that happen with Aries in Neptune now, or Neptune in Aries and Saturn in Aries, that had been in Pisces for a very long time, and now retrograding in the month of July. So we're going internal about our strength and about Well, Neptune is the god of underworld, and just the imagination goes crazy. Sometimes we see things in a way that really isn't happening, but we just believe so much because we're in our fantasy world and we're in our dream world, and we just want to create what we can that way, right? It excites us, it makes us happy. Alongside of Saturn, the absolute opposite of restriction and structure and, focus and day-to-day, like, let's cut away any extra stuff. We've got to focus on what's in line. What do we have to do to prepare for this child or this job or this new opportunity, and then it's real, but it's what gets us where we need to go. Leadership, Mars ruled, vitality, energy. And Leo's and, Sagittarius, fire, ambition, spirit. What do you have with the clarification of the Emperor? You have judgment. Well, judgment I love, because judgment is hearkening to you and to those who pulled this card that, the judgment's been made. It's not about a decision. There's actually a judgment that's been made. A child is happening. You have decided you will have one. You decided you will have whatever that may be in a general reading. And, you're rising above. You're rising from the dead. You're reinventing yourself because of it. You're starting anew, you're starting fresh. It's karmic, it's fated, it's fabulous, and you're directed and you're guided and you're always loved. Another major arcana, by the way. It's real. It's a beautiful, beautiful confirmation and supportive energy for you. Then the future, which could be tomorrow, it could be later tonight. Knight of Wands, there you are. There you are, the messenger, reminding you that you have everything it takes. You are a fire sign. You are fast. You're furious. You're fun. You are half moon and half moon, half horse, half man. The fastest knight, adventure, fun, excitement, needing to make changes, needing to travel, needing to experience fun in a month of July where there's a lot more activity and maybe reunions and people and places you haven't been for a while. That's what it's about. It's fun. It's exciting. It's great. And it's also letting you know that there's maybe some fast information coming through that you've required or asked about. Clarifying that. Oh my goodness. The Wheel of Fortune. Yet another major arcana. Wheel of Fortune kind of speaks for itself. Just know that your time is, it's about time as well. And so is Saturn. So if things have been a little less abundant for you or prosperous, be changing and looking for the direction of the opposite now, because that's what this means. The wheel is constantly turning, and it does mean that you put forth the effort and the action to achieve that, okay? Things come to us naturally. They do. I've seen and had miracles experienced all the time, small, big, and otherwise. But this is more about you projecting and manifesting and deciding and taking the action. So this is a grand, beautiful month. As I said, they have been. You are fully heart-centered. You're emotionally stable. You are fired up, excited, optimistic, as usual, as a Sagittarius. And I'm super excited for you and those that you will be sharing this beautiful month with. And I will finish with a couple of oracle messages for you, Sagittarius. So, yeah, in closing, if you like what you're hearing, this is a small channel that I would like to evolve and grow. And I will always do it for as long as I can. I've been doing it a long time, but I love it. And it brings me so much solace and peace to be able to share messages and guidance from Spirit that comes through on a regular basis for me and for so many of us. I am just hoping that you will like, subscribe, and support me in that way. None of it costs anything. It's just strictly what YouTube needs to see. And I need to make that clear, otherwise people will watch and they don't necessarily know. So that's a way to love and support the channel for sure, okay? And I, once again, appreciate it very, very much for those that have and will continue to do so. Now, in closing, the two messages from the beautiful wisdom of the hidden realms. So many things we can't see in life, right? But they're happening nonetheless. The sun dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life. Oh my gosh. And abundance. It's number 32, and I mean the celebration of life, that says so much, right? It's pretty consistent in the messages, if nothing else, because not necessarily through the cards, but what I have been feeling and experiencing, what I know first-handedly in my family. It's phenomenal. And 32 represents change. So change is happening for all of us, but it's happening fast for you. And, you know, time is pretty amazing. It goes very quickly. So you're embracing it, and it's your time. It's just a beautiful, beautiful time. So that excites me. And it's also purple, which I love. And then secondly, we have the web weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. Number 4, stability. Now, what I love so much is synchronicity. It showed up with the message I got prior to your reading, and the color and the gloves and the heart-centered aspect. And then, you know, the fact that Spirit wants you to focus on your heart chakra, but just knowing it's big and it's beautiful already. It's just something that you want to keep open for many reasons, the ones that I can't even explain to you. But it is free will, and it is free choice, and it is allowing you to follow your heart. So this is a beautiful, beautiful reading. Thank you again for your time. I know you're busy, and so am I, actually. So hope to see you next month. Enjoy this month immensely, and until then, take good care. Bye for now.